Welcome to the Ambitious Coach Podcast. This is a place where driven, determined coaches learn how to get off the business growth struggle bus and learn how to build a wildly profitable online coaching business. I'm your host, Allison Henderson, corporate dropout to six-figure social media business coach. I'm going to show you how I've been able to create the business of my dreams organically, all through utilizing my social media platforms. So pull up a seat, take some notes, and get ready to see your life and bank account transform. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Ambitious Coach Podcast. Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. I named this the Ambitious Coach Podcast, but I have the hardest time saying ambitious sometimes. Ambitious. I don't know what it is. Just I don't know, when I'm speaking really fast, it's just so hard for me to say. I should name my podcast something else. But anyway, I'm ambitious. You're ambitious. So it just makes sense, right? All right. Anyway, I hope you liked my bonus episode that I gave you last week. If you have not listened to that yet, make sure you go back and listen to it after this episode, naturally. Because this is super time sensitive, I wanted to make sure that you have learned about my new program, Fully Booked Accelerator. It starts officially on Monday, October 27th. So about a week, I'm recording this on Monday, so about a week from now. So if you are listening to this episode when it comes out, well, what are you waiting for? Let's go, babe. Get into this cohort ASAP. And if you aren't familiar with what is Fully Booked Accelerator, this is my new 8-week group coaching program that is going to teach you how to confidently sell every day, sign consistent 5K months, and give you the tools that you need to sign more clients. This is a space where strategy meets soul, and you are going to up-level into that version of you who sells every day, serves so deeply to her audience, and really creates that abundance and purpose with so much intention. Yes, it might sound a little woo-woo, but in addition to the strategy, we gotta really make sure that we're energetically aligned with your business and with your vision. Okay, so once again, this program starts October 27th, so get enrolled as soon as possible. And if you want to learn more about Fully Booked Accelerator, just click the link in my show notes. Everything is there for you. All right, so let's get started on this week's episode, attracting your tribe of people and getting clear on your sales messaging. When I first started coaching, I kept hearing, they'd always say call in your tribe, like attract your tribe. Like I get what that means. Like it really just means you building your community of people. But I wasn't sure where to direct them to or who these people actually were. I was talking to everybody. And you probably heard this, and I've said it so many times here on the podcast, but when you talk to everybody, you're kind of talking to nobody. So I was posting in these Facebook groups. I was sharing all of my posts on Instagram. I was trying to do all the things. I really thought being broad would help me get more clients, but it actually did the opposite. I was attracting people who couldn't afford coaching, that didn't understand what coaching really was, and they just weren't excited to do the work. They weren't excited about actually changing their life. And the truth is, when your messaging is not clear or a little fuzzy, your audience can feel that. The clearer you are about who you help and how you help them, the faster you're going to attract your tribe. And these are the people who get you, who trust you, and can't wait to work with you. Even for me, after doing this for over 7 years now, I do have a following. I still always make sure that I'm speaking to one person and directing them to follow me on Instagram. I'm not trying to speak to everyone or be everywhere even. I want them coming to one place to hang out with me and get to know me. I'm not trying to help all the coaches, even though I likely can. I got very specific to helping sleep consultants and mom-related coaches, like parenting coaches, lactation consultants, life coaches. These are the people that I'm so confident in helping. So if you have a proven result and you know it's going to help a certain type of person, so I know a lot of you on here are trying to help moms as well, you need to be shouting that from the rooftops. You need to be talking to that very specific mom. Now, imagine if I was talking to, say, all entrepreneurs. That would be really hard for me because my strategy doesn't necessarily work for all business types or for all specific types of people. I designed my program and my strategy for a busy mom who's trying to build a business from home. And that's not necessarily for everybody. Even though my strategy is amazing, I have a very proven methodology and approach for sleep consultants and just very specific types of mom coaches. So same for you. Think about it on your end. Your offer and your proven method or your approaches isn't for everyone, right? Who do you actually love working with? Like the ones when they join your program, you know for a fact they're going to do amazing. I want you describing them all the time in your posts, your sales pages, your content. It's so important that you're really speaking to that one specific type of person. And I know I've said this so many times before, but guys, niching down is actually going to help you not turn away people. Okay, I think a lot of people think that like, oh, I'm going to be turning away all these people. You're not. They're going to find the person that's right for them. Give them that opportunity. Sometimes you got to stop thinking about yourself here and go, if you want to specifically work with the mom who helps you with reflux or something, right? Like, cool, go to a reflux expert, even though you might know a lot on reflux or whatever. By the way, I don't even know what that is. Like, I'm not I'm like talking about like, I know what it is. I don't. Go to the person that does, right? Like, that's the thing. Like, if your baby, maybe I get a lot of this on, moms who want to help twins. I'm like, that's amazing. You want to help twin moms. Why would you direct them to somebody who's never had twins? Like, yeah, maybe there's life coaches out there that can definitely help you. Don't get me wrong. But like, wouldn't you rather go to a life coach that's very specific to helping twin moms, or a sleep consultant that's like, I only specifically help moms with twins? Like, doesn't that just make more sense? Right? Like, so really think about this for yourself. What is like that little it factor for you? What's that selling point? And heavily focus on that, okay? I made a post over the weekend about how one of my past clients had worked with a coach who was teaching her that she really needed to be more professional. I feel like I have to share this because it kind of goes hand in hand with like niching down a bit. But yeah, she was being told to be more professional, more polished, like get your hair done, like make sure you're coming on with makeup and just looking presentable, right? Now, I get why they say that, like to attract a higher paying audience and you want a more professional type of mom, especially if you're working with like working moms in the corporate world. I get why she might have said that to her. But in this person's case, this woman who came to me, she's a sleep consultant, she wasn't like that at all. Like that wasn't her true nature. She had such a messy, like hot mess mom energy vibe, which I loved about her. She was so funny. She loved talking about Diet Coke, reality TV, sex. Like she was just like so, I don't know, she had such a great vibe to her, okay? So I told her straight up like, hey, you're going to make way more money if you decide to really lean into this part of yourself, to just be yourself. I don't like working with people. This is just my own personally for me. I don't like working with people who aren't just like me. I want to work with people who have very similar lifestyles and aren't going to judge me for being myself, right? Like you guys probably all feel that. And same for your clients. You being you in a weird way builds so much trust. When someone really likes you and vibes with you, you will sign more clients than if you wore that blazer, had your makeup done, and wore heels or something like that. Like to me, that's a big NO. I don't ever do that. I can't remember the last time I wore heels. Like it was definitely like maybe to a wedding or something, but like it's been a long time since I had to wear heels every day or even do my makeup every day. So for me, that's a big NO because that's just not who I am. And she was able, like this client, just so you know, like me giving her that permission, she was able to sign 4 clients that month because she just stopped overthinking everything and really decided to lean into that hot mess mom energy self that she is. And that's who she, and to be honest too, like she was lovable. Like there was something about her that for her was just so genuine and like you just felt it in your heart that she was a good person. So this is your permission slip if you need it. Be yourself. If it's you being weird, quirky, silly, if you have dark humor, I don't know, whatever. I really don't care what it is. Just be open to being more genuine with your audience and see what happens. Okay, so let's get into the second piece in all this, which is landing your sales messaging. Here's why your messaging might not be landing right now. Your messaging might be just maybe a little unclear and also just not enticing enough. Saying things like, I help moms sleep better. I hate to say that. And if that's in your bio right now or on your website, you're probably like, listen, I say that all the time. It's not that it's bad, but it's just too broad. So you're saying like, I help moms sleep better. I want you to ask yourself the question, what does that actually mean? The word better can be way more specific. So for example, if you are a sleep consultant, it might be like, I help moms get their baby sleeping 10 plus hours a night. That's very specific. And also, you probably have heard episodes on how I like your I help statement formulated. And these are all things too. If you join Fully Booked Accelerator, I'm happy to really nail this for you because this is something that you're going to say every single day. Like this is your message. This is the thing that you are going to be repeating over and over again. And so I also want you using language and terminology that your ideal client is using right now. A lot of times we get a little fancy and it's not really specific. Sometimes even saying gentle sleep coach, I'm like, okay, what does that actually mean? Give me an example of that. So I'm not trying to hate on, you saying I'm a holistic sleep coach or a gentle sleep coach, but we just got to get a little bit more specific. Like, what does that really mean to you? And then also when it comes to landing your sales messaging, like we do need to talk about your offer. I don't talk about it a lot, but also like what is the outcome? That's really what they're buying. What's that transformational experience? And if you are a mom life coach, you might say something like, I hear this one all the time, like, I help moms be more fulfilled in motherhood. And what you could say is like, I help moms be less stressed and overwhelmed so that they can wake up happier and do more things that light them up. It's just a little bit more like, what do you mean by being fulfilled? Like, what kind of mom are we actually speaking to? So a common mistake is just sounding too professional or too smart, too vague. You just need to be relatable. You need to actually use words that they're using to you right now or would be using like to their friends or their husband or their family members. Like, what are they saying they're struggling with right now? What are they saying that they want? But in their words. Your dream clients aren't just looking for another coach or another consultant. They're looking for somebody who gets it, who gets them, who connects to their deep wants and their desires, who really understands their day-to-day life. Like, I want them coming to your profile and having that sense of relief of like, I found my person. Oh my God, we're like so alike, right? And she's saying everything that I want to hear, And what really attracting your tribe means is when you're showing up as you naturally attract people who vibe with that. It's as simple as that, everyone. This is where strategy, though, meets like the energetic piece of your business. Like, I love talking about energetics and like really aligning with who you are. Energetically, you need to stop forcing content that doesn't feel aligned or goes against your values and just who you are. Everybody needs to have a strategy that feels really good to them. And then strategically, like the strategy, know exactly who your content is for and be someone who really wants to help people and be a resource. The best people that come into my program truly want to help people, but they also want to put in the work to make the money. It's okay to want both. Just so you know, it's okay to actually be really money driven because I know I am. Like, I love talking about money. I love making money. I love teaching people how to make money. But if there's something inside of you who like is just solely focusing on that and not focusing on, hey, I have this amazing gift that is here. I'm here on this earth to help people. Like, I'm here to be a light worker. I want you leaning into that as well. It kind of has to be a really good energetic mix of both. So strategic and the energetic piece. But also, I want to here to make an impact, and I also want to make a lot of money. So a really great example of this is my hot mess mom client who really leaned into her personality. And she was able to sign a lot of clients that month for her. Like 4 clients that month was so huge. And it's because she stopped trying to be somebody else. She really stopped trying to align with a different version of who somebody else wanted her to be. So my big takeaway for you is when you get really clear in your messaging, your marketing gets easier, your confidence will grow, and clients start coming to you. And I know a lot of you want that. You want to have those DMs. You want to feel like, I know what I'm doing here. My content is converting. So how do you get clear? How do you get more clear? I want to give you some practical steps that you can use today. So you might want to write these down, or you might want to sit and kind of journal on these for a bit. Really think about your ideal client. What are their pain points? What keeps them up at night? What do they really complain about to their partner or their friends? And once again, you're using their words. Now, you're also going to list their desires. Like, what do they want emotionally, but also practically? Speak directly to that in your content. No fancy words, like no industry jargon stuff. That's a big no-no in my opinion. Save that for your coaching container, okay? Also use your personality. You attract your tribe when you drop like this fake performance, I don't know what you would call it, but like this fake mask that you decide to wear every time you're on social media. I want you just talking like a human. I want you talking like you would when you call your best friend. Like, what do you say? What are you talking about? Not saying you need to be talking about like dirty diapers and reality TV all the time, but like it's okay to give people a little bit around what your day-to-day is like. And what do I mean by this is talk to your audience. Your clarity gets stronger every time that you do. I want you showing your face. Be someone who's very personal in their personal brand. If you never let them in, if you never let people get to know you, if you never give them a chance to really hear your voice, see your face, they're going to find somebody else because your face and your voice build so much trust. All right, sad truth there. But it's important that you know when you come to your profile, I better see a majority of your posts. I better see your face. And you know what's funny? When I first started my coaching business, I thought I had to sound like everybody else. Like I needed to say the right thing. I need to have a photo shoot. I needed to look like this or like that. And I literally just blended in with all the noise. Like I wasn't speaking to just sleep consultants or mom type coaches or anything like that. I was speaking to all entrepreneurs. I remember writing captions that sounded so professional, like corporate Allison was still behind the scenes and people were liking them, but they weren't buying. I was getting some engagement. I do remember like actually getting a lot more likes back then and stuff like that. But it wasn't like I had a slew of people just in my DMs like waiting to work with me or anything. It wasn't like that. And a lot of times I was talking at people instead of just connecting with them. And then one day I was like, okay, wait a minute. Like this whole reason I left corporate was to stop pretending. So why am I pretending here? So once I finally dropped the perfect business coach act, if you want to call it, I started speaking directly to the people I actually wanted to help, like the sleep consultants and the parent coaches and lactation consultants, like the mom business owners. That's when everything really shifted. I learned how to speak to them. I started saying things they actually were thinking, like they are actually saying out loud. Like, I don't want to be glued to my phone all day. And you can build a profitable business at nap time. Like, and I get that, like those little chunks of time that you do have. So say you have 15 or 20 minutes, I'll tell you what to do in those 15 or 20 minutes. Most of my clients don't have these crazy long blocks of time to work on their business. But I'm like, hey, if you have 30 minutes here and you have 20 minutes here and 15 minutes here, you can build a business in those little time chunks, okay? And when my DM started blowing up with like, hey, Allison, you're like in my head. You might have heard that before, right? Like, you're in my head today, and this is exactly what I needed to hear. And that's the moment I realized like my clarity really does create connection. And then my connection creates clients. And once I got clear about who I was talking to and how I could help them, I became a lot more magnetic to the right people. I didn't need to chase leads. Like they were just finding me. And I also use other types of ways to get in front of new people, not even just on social media. And that's also where I started getting a lot more clients too. And I was just being myself. I was like my God-given abilities, right? My skills, my gifts that I have. I started leaning into those a lot more. Like, what were my strengths? I do love speaking. I love getting in front of an audience and talking to them. So I pitched myself for more presentations like that and getting in front of certification programs. There was a lot of things once I really leaned into who I am as a person, like what are my strengths, I was able to sign more clients. And this is what I really want to teach you inside Fully Booked Accelerator, how to craft your messaging that makes people stop scrolling, feel seen, and just really say, I want to work with her. Because once your message clicks, your business really just feels so much easier. I want to like express that so much. And when you really lean into your strengths around like what you're really good at right now, you're going to feel so much better with creating content and attracting your tribe. And if your content really isn't attracting your tribe yet, it's not because you're bad at coaching or anything like that. It's just because your messaging might be off. And once you really lock that in, everything's going to start to change, okay? Inside Fully Booked Accelerator, I'll help you master your messaging, confidently sell every day, and build a business that feels aligned and profitable. We start officially on Monday, October 27th. All right, so check the link in my show notes to learn more. And if you do have questions around this, email me, send me a DM on Instagram at AllisonHenderson_coach. And yeah, I hope to see you in there. We're going to have a fun 8 weeks together. All right, everyone. I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Thank you for listening to the Ambitious Coach podcast today. A couple favors before you go. If you found this episode helpful, please take a screenshot and share it on Instagram. Most importantly, don't forget to tag me at AllisonHenderson_coach. That's ALLISON Henderson_coach. And lastly, please take a minute to rate this episode and leave a raving review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you tune in to listen. Okay, ambition is great, but it's time to get to work. Take action and commit to being 1% better every day. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and I will see you again next week.